So the next questions I'm going to ask would be for the reprogramming people. So both of you can answer the question, Mike and Ellen. So what needs to happen from a regulatory perspective to actually take the reprogramming technologies that are emerging to the clinic?
Hold the microphone like this. Dr. Ross gets an A+ for this. Hold it like this. This is how you hold the microphone when you're going to talk. Thank you.
I know nothing about the clinic. I'm sorry.
You don't want to answer the question?
About the clinic?
Yeah.
I don't. We're not near the clinic.
She said they're not near the clinic. What I described, how's this? Is this good? I think it's that you don't want to hear your voice reverberating back at you like a rock star up here. So, what I described is not near the clinic. There are some people working on partial reprogramming technologies utilizing different methods, right? mRNA. There's been discussion about exosomes or extracellular vesicles to deliver gene therapy, which has really been our primary focus, and or other. I cut you in a small molecule drugs as a cocktail to accomplish that. Each would have their own regulatory pathway. Some people in the field, I won't name names here, but some people in the field have said we're 2 years away from an IND. I think that's a bit optimistic. I purposely laid out sort of a transparent and candid view of what we're dealing with here. Reprogramming, like iPS cell reprogramming factors, can take a skin cell 180 degrees across the globe, back down to Singapore, back to the beginning of life. That's a really significant alteration in the phenotype of a cell. Now, okay, we're saying partially reprogram. We're just transiently expressing factors capable of reprogramming cells back to pluripotency or a subset of those factors. But still, what I tried to allude to is these factors or the regenerative state is, I think, not purposefully, has been selected by evolution and by natural selection. I'm not trying to get teleological here. It was selected for as a tumor suppressive mechanism. And so FDA, rightly so, I hope, is going to be all over the technology about safety. Ellen's approach is, I think, far less problematic. Maybe you would disagree, but I think the approach she's taking is has less ideological baggage carried with it. But partial reprogramming, I've been as enthusiastic as I can be about the potential of the field and where it's going to go. We've got a lot of work to do. But the safety concerns are going to necessarily have to be addressed in depth. And there's a lot of work to be done. But the potential is, I was sitting here as the panel was sitting down, and I was thinking, what I would like to talk about. I won't try to change the topic of Q&A, but I really feel strongly that those of you that are here today, we all have a common interest in advancing this field, and the problem the United States and other countries are facing with what I talked about, the chronic degenerative diseases, is going to bust the bank. Druckenmiller, well-known economist and financial guy, just gave a talk at UC Irvine, I think, with a very candid appraisal of where the United States is headed. And he came up with this number of $200 trillion net present value of our obligations under our entitlement programs to the aging population. What is that? $200 million?
Well, you're looking at me.
You're the intellectual here in the panel. You can do the math.
A lot. It's a lot.
Right? $200 million. what is it, 300 plus million in the United States. That's almost $1 million a person. And his point was, well, we're not going to meet that need. The United States can't do it. It's not even budgeted. Zero is budgeted for this. So I really would like all of us to try to impact as much as we can policymakers in the United States and around the world to take a hard look at the technologies we're talking about in this conference. It's not just a matter of health for the individual and the suffering of individuals, it's also the fate of our countries. It's a very serious issue. I wish we could get the attention of people on it. So sorry to get on my soapbox, but I just wanted to say that.